So our 10 minutes is up, and I want to tell you about the special way that we share when we do this kind of writing activity. Who had time to edit? How about who brought their personal dictionary? Who had time to proofread? Did anybody cross? You did? You had time to proofread? No, you didn't. Did anybody have time to cross things out and start over? Does anybody think that maybe they have more than one thing going? I know I do. Okay, that's normal at this stage because this is just a kind of opening your own creative mind activity. Okay? So the sharing that happens here is really different from editing. It's really different from correcting your work. And we're going to concentrate on giving each other feedback that fits this stage of where we are in the writing. And we're going to do it with our voices, and it can be very beautiful and very inspiring. So let me tell you how to do it. Okay, one of us is going to read, and when we are finished, other people get to just say any words or phrases that they heard that they remember. And sometimes you will remember a lot, and sometimes you might only remember a little bit, and sometimes what somebody else says will make you remember something. And it's okay just to chime in. It's not about taking turns. Sometimes two people say the same thing at the same time. The writer's responsibility is to listen to which words and phrases within this whole activity, which words and phrases struck the ears of the people who heard you read it. And maybe, if you can, quickly, you might want to make a star next to them or underline them or something. But that's some really important feedback because one of the main purposes of writing is to touch other people with what you have to say. And so we're all going to give each other the feedback of what it was about that piece that touched us. And we're only going to use the writer's own words. Now, sometimes you might not remember things exactly. So let's imagine that Catherine wrote "On the Wings of a Dove," and you remembered that there were wings, and maybe Celine says, "On the wings of a bird." That's okay. Celine didn't make a mistake because, you know, Celine's got her own creative process going on too. And Catherine, you get to decide at that point whether or not you like "Wings of a Dove" or "Wings of a Bird" better. So if you hear something that somebody thought they heard and you think you'd like to have that be part of your piece, you get to have it. So you can jot that down. And what we're waiting for is silence. Once everyone has shared whatever you think you want to share, and it's silent here, then the writer gets to say, "Thank you." And then it's somebody else's turn. Now that sounds really simple, but you're going to find out when you do it that it's really tempting to explain what you were trying to say, or to correct people when they misquote you, or to want to talk, okay? But when we jump in that way, we kind of cut off this special thing that can happen when we're really just listening to the words, when we really let the words be the powerful part, not the explanations, not the corrections, but just the words. So can we all try that, even though it's going to be kind of hard? Who wants to go first?
Joyful narrative of history. Wait! The voice from the back of the room. Always from the back of the room. Excuse me. She tried to be polite, but she hated being interrupted. Well, what if it isn't? I mean, what about the stories that end in tragedy or just fade out slowly or That are never told at all. What about them? She couldn't make out his face. Beards, heavy glasses, a ratty hat, black. But what if it is? She's had this argument 1,000 times. There wasn't any way to win it, but she didn't know any way out of it. Cut! Ave walked into the set, not frustrated yet. Okay, the story, Ava, you need to hold on to it. It's what keeps you from giving up in desperation. Zach, you need to question it without anything. You aren't trying to win anything, you're just trying to stop her, shut her down. You ready? Action. Joyful narrative of history.
Ratty hat.
Always from the back of the
Wait! Action.
Cut. Just trying to shut her down.
Ava. Always from the back of the room.
Black glasses. Couldn't quite make it out. Just kind of fade out. What about your professing nothing?